Hey, welcome back to another episode of Friday Foods and Facts with your favorite guy, me. Today, if you were joining in right on time, actually you might have saw a flyer up at the front, and that is regarding the Friday Foods and Facts question and answer session that's going to be taking place live, and that's going to be in May 13th at Gospel Cafe in Detroit, Michigan. So I'll post the information up here a little bit again later so you can see it. If you are subscribed to my Facebook page, you'll see that I've been, posting it pretty regularly as well, just so that everyone can get a hold of the details, as well as Instagram. I will be putting this as well on YouTube. Just so that everybody has the information. I would like as many of you guys to come out as possible to be able to answer your questions right there in person. Also, it's going to give you the opportunity to even get pre-approved right there in person, provided that you have everything that's needed. And so I'll go over that information with you as well towards the end, just to let you know what is going to be needed and if that's something that you want to have take place right there. Or some of the alternative options that we have. So today, I want to wish you happy St. Patrick's Day. I want to talk to you about what's been going on in the market this week and kind of what you expect in the week moving forward. As I'm pretty sure you've heard, there's been some things going on with Silicon Valley Bank, right? And they have experienced some hardships, if you will. And so there's been a lot of volatility in the rates this week. Rates have just kind of been like up and down, up and down, up and down. We haven't really seen a gain or a loss one way or the other. If you look at the grand scheme of things, like over the course of the week, yes, it's been volatile, but we haven't seen it tip one way or the other with the scales. Something that has played into the volatility has been the whole situation with the Silicon Valley Bank, and then also the European Central Bank. They're experiencing a banking crisis, and kind of similar to what we're going through right now. And the European Central Bank decided to raise rates another 50%, 50 basis points, even amidst everything that they're going through right now. And I know that caused a little bit of uncertainty in the market, which is why we were seeing some of that volatility, especially with, the issues that were kind of echoing with the Silicon Valley Bank as well. The Fed did something very interesting. And then rather than them bailing out the bank, because the Silicon Valley Bank, their parent company, actually just filed for bankruptcy. So rather than the Fed just bailing them out, they've convinced 10 other very large financial institutions to put in, inject about $30 billion each into their business. So that's going to keep them afloat. But the stipulations are that money has to stay for 120 days. So what happens after this 120-day period, I don't know. We'll see. Things may have recovered for Silicon Valley. They may have not. People may want to withdraw their funds from the bank, or they may not. So it's kind of up in the air right now. We'll see what happens. But I do know that next week the Fed is going to talk, and we'll see if they'll raise interest rates. They had been talking like they were going to, but now with this most recent banking crisis that's being experienced, maybe they won't. So I don't believe that they want to crash the banking system. And we're still showing positive signs as far as inflation is concerned. We're moving in the right direction to be successful. So we'll see what they decide to do. There's a possibility that maybe they might go up at 0.25%. Maybe that might be the last time, or maybe they might just hold off and that be it, for the year. So we'll see what happens. But I do expect that with all of this uncertainty, that there will be some trepidation, and we will see some more volatility in the market. So just be aware that rates will be moving up and down, and it's not going to be something that you can just hone in and pinpoint and saying, hey, it will probably be about this for the whole week, because there's other factors coming to play. So keep that in mind. But with that being said, um, applications have been up. It's still what I would consider a little bit of a buyer's market right now, because though inventory is still on the lower side, houses are sitting a little bit longer, so buyers can request things like seller concessions or reduction in prices due to the lack of activity in the market. Um, but I don't believe that this will hold for long. Honestly, in my opinion, I believe we got like 6 more weeks of this buyer's market to where you'll have that leverage. Just being that the weather has warmed up a little bit here in Michigan, I have seen more activity as far as people calling in to get pre-approved, people going out house searching, more offers getting accepted. So keep that in mind. Like if that's happening now, and there's not that many people in the market now, imagine when it's truly buyer season, over the spring and summer months, and more people are inundated in the market, and the saturation level is high, the opportunity level is going to be lower, because inventory is still on the lower end. So unless we have a massive surge in inventory, I do believe that this will create multiple offers on housing, even more so than it is now, which will then create more confidence for the sellers, and that will lead to maybe them raising their price, from where they once reduced it, or the houses that have been taken off the market may come back on the market, but they may come on the market um, with prices that are more favorable to the seller. So keep that in mind. Put yourself in the position to where you can take advantage of things right now and benefit from the leverage that's created by having houses kind of sit on the market right now, and the less level of activity. Another thing I wanted to talk to you guys about was something that I had talked about a couple weeks ago, and a little bit previous to that as well, was that uh, FHFA, Federal Housing Finance Administration, had decided that they were going to put debt to income ratios into the loan level pricing adjustments, or the risk based assessment module of interest rates. And if your debt to income ratio exceeded 40%, then you were going to have to pay for it. Well, they just recently, as in like yesterday, rolled that back. And so what was supposed to take place for all mortgages sold to those entities like Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac in the month of May, those were supposed to see the loan level pricing adjustment based upon debt to income ratio. That's been moved back till August now. So we are getting a little bit of a reprieve, which might make interest rates a little bit better for you in your specific scenario. If you work over the 40% debt to income ratio, I would say take a look again. Being that this is being removed, you may be able to get a little bit lower interest rate or cheaper closing costs on your loan. So take that with a grain of salt, if you will, but take the benefit as well. It's now's the time, right? It doesn't make sense to wait, and I do firmly believe that, come May, interest rates will be lower, because again, we are moving in the right direction as far as combating this inflation. Yes, there's been some wonky one-offs, that we've seen as of late with, lagging information. Um, but, the real-time information is showing all sorts of indicators that we will be in a better interest rate market come May, June. So, take advantage of that information. Put yourself in the position now to be able to capitalize on that market when the things happen so that you can uh, be a beneficiary and not be left on the outskirts looking in and then kicking yourself like, man, why did I wait so long? Why didn't I do this, at this time? Or, have qualms about the future, what's going to happen, because you're starting to see an increase in market activity. So, those are just some things to think about. That's some information that I wanted to share with you guys today. Like I did say before, I did want to pull up this slide here. So give me a second. So as mentioned, uh, you know, myself and Shamar Clay, we are partnering together to do a Friday Foods and Facts live question and answer. Now, it is presented by Friday Foods and Facts, which is what we're doing here, but it doesn't actually take place on Friday. It takes place on a Saturday, May 13th. It's going to be from 12 to 3 p.m. at the Gospel Music Cafe. The address is there on the screen. The entry cost is free. We're not charging you to get in. We want you to come in and get this information. There will be food and drink available for purchase that will be provided by the cafe. So you'll have some options there. But come with questions. And if you can't make it physically in person, this will be streamed live as well. So you will have the opportunity to obtain the information like that, as well as pose questions that you have there. And we will look to answer as many as possible within the allotted time to give everyone the opportunity to gain the information. But if we can't get to your question in that time, feel free to join us back on the next Friday Foods and Facts, and we'll answer any other questions that hadn't been answered while we were there at the facility. So the contact information for myself and for Tramar is below. The 7091 number, CMM, that's Close My Mortgage. That's me. The 3465 number, TCG, that's the Clay Group. That's Tramar. Get in touch with us. You can text us, you can call us. We'll be more than happy to take whatever questions that you have now and use that, at the event to share with all, so that everyone has a good understanding. Because 9 times out of 10, if you have a question, other people have that same question. They just may be afraid to ask, right? So we appreciate you posing the question so that other people can learn from it, as well as I'm sure it'll benefit your situation, which is why you're asking it, right? So, take that information as you will, but join in, virtually or in person. We don't want you guys to miss out. It's going to be a great opportunity. We may have another speaker on as well, just regarding the mortgage process. Maybe a title company, or maybe an appraiser, or maybe an inspector. We're looking to see, and it may be insurance. We're looking to see what maybe may benefit you guys the most. So we're evaluating a couple different other options, just so that it's a well-rounded seminar to give you multiple aspects of the process and hopefully answer as many of your questions as possible. If you would like to register for the event, the information is down below. It's at www.eventcreate.com/e/FFF live. So that stands for Friday Foods Facts Live, right? Because it will be a live event. If you go on and register, it lets us know, you're basically RSVPing. It lets us know how many people will be there in attendance. And then also The address is there, the time is there, just a little bit about what's going on. If the current speakers do change, that will be updated as well there. I probably will have an updated flyer as well to post on social media so that uh, that knowledge is obtainable by all. But uh, please take the time to go on RSVP just so that we can have a good understanding, and then also so we can notify the owner of the Gospel Music Cafe so that they can make sure that they have enough libations for all, right? Because it is going to take place at a lunchtime, right? So we do anticipate people will be hungry. We don't want you guys to be there hangry because then you won't retain the information. So uh, do your best to let us know who will be in attendance. We will appreciate that. And other than that, I'm not going to keep you. I hope this information was good for you. It provides you with some insight as far as to what happened this week, what to expect moving forward next week. And again, I will be putting out this flyer so that people have the opportunity to see it. I'll continue to post it regularly. There's also been a Facebook calendar event created, so you can go on there and register as well. But yeah, I look forward to seeing you all. And I know so does Tramar Clay of the Clay Group. And other than that, you enjoy your weekend. Again, happy St. Patty's Day to you. Be safe, be wise. Um, you know, there's going to be a lot of green drinks flowing around today, throughout the day, and in the evening. So just bear that in mind. Be conscious. Keep your head on a swivel. Would hate to see anything tragic happen due to lack of paying attention on your end or just on other people's end, right? So you can only do what you can do to protect yourself, and the best thing that you can do to protect yourself is to be aware. So be aware, make smart decisions, enjoy yourself, and I hope you enjoy your weekend. And I will see you all next week. Thanks again for joining me. It's been another good Food and Facts, and see you later.